Well, Crossroad Cues, we could not be more excited to present this batch of cues to you. You can tell a mile away that the wood is nothing short of exceptional. And when I tell you what shop these just came out of, you will understand, because this shop does not put anything out that is not top notch. And the cue makers in this shop are extremely picky about the woods and the materials, and above all, the playability of the cues. These are some stone cold players. I'll take you out of suspense right now and I'll tell you what you've got here. Now I want you to know that these are going to sell extremely fast. This is beyond an excellent offer. Once I tell you where these cues came from, pay attention to the top of the post. I will mark them sold as soon as they go. If you're following us on YouTube, you can see if they're available on our website, crossroadcues.com. If you're on Facebook, do me a favor, share this video out, and you will be able to tell by the number of each cue whether they're available or not. Don't expect these to hang around for a long time. They're going to go real fast. These cues just came to our location here in Indiana at Crossroad Cues, straight from the great state of California. These are Ariel Carmeli shop cues. You heard me. Ariel Carmeli shop cues, made by Ariel's last apprentice, Mr. Steve Serna. Now, Steve Serna has been making cues with Ariel in the shop, working hand in hand with him, oftentimes on some of Ariel's cues that you may have bought or you may have seen. He does a lot of the shaft work. He does a lot of the coring. He is a student of the master, and you could tell that he has learned well. These cues are directly from Ariel Carmeli's shop. Now here is what is really spectacular about this deal. If you were to try to buy a Carmeli right now of the same woods, the same caliber, the same materials, you're going to have a hard time getting a Carmeli player quality cue, because Ariel's getting to the point where he's not even going to make them for very much longer because he's too busy working on big cues. And Steve works side by side with him every day in the shop. If you call the Carmeli shop, you're going to talk to Steve. If you want to get a hold of Ariel, chances are you're going to go right through Steve. Steve's always very active on the Facebook page. Super nice guy. And he is a wonderful cue maker. These are some really good looking pieces right here. So again, made just to the same specs as Carmeli's cues. 3/8 10 modified pins on each and every one of them. You've got some really good exotic looking Coco Bolo, but I want to just go over some of the basics with you. So 3/8 10 modified pin. The ones that have leather wraps, these leather wraps were sourced from the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Martin Bick over at Superior Cues. If you want to get yourself some nice leather, you can talk to Martin. But back to this special offer. Ariel and Steve Serna have allowed me the privilege of being the first dealer to sell these cues online right here at Crossroad Cues. Again, you can check out our website, crossroadcues.com, and we are doing them at a quick sale promotional price. And if you notice, for those of you wood peekers and seekers and lookers out there, there's some Kielwoods in here with the maple. That was an added touch that they decided to do this as a promotional offer. Those are Carmeli Kielwoods. Steve Serna, by the way, the cue maker, makes the Kielwoods in the shop with Carmeli and for Carmeli's cues. They're going to be launching some of those, and we are privileged to be able to get some in stock whenever they have time to make them. I like the way they play so much. I just ordered 2 for myself, and they're right here right now, and I'm going to be using them on my personal cues. So if you want a cue from the Carmeli shop, the world-famous Carmeli shop, this is your opportunity right now. So number one, that is Mexican Coco Bolo. Mexican Coco Bolo. You can see the figure. I'm going to let the wood do the talking on each and every one of these. All I can tell you is wow. There you go. You've got silver trim rings at each position, 3/8 modified pin, fully cored cue with a laminated handle. There's a reason why Carmeli cues and these Steve Serna cues have a very, 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 very high chance of staying straight. It's because of their coring process and because they use laminated handles. This cue's got a great slightly forward balance. I talked to Ariel just tonight about that, and he says when you're shooting a ball off of a rail, you want forward weighted balance. That way the cue doesn't come up, the shaft doesn't rise, the tip of the cue doesn't rise. It's also good for ball movement and on and on and on and on. But look at that Coco Bolo. I got to speed things up. I don't want the video to be too long. Only $13.75 for each of these. Just to give you an idea, these Carmeli Kielwood shafts alone are going to be going for anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on the ring work on them. So you got one maple, one Kielwood, 13 millimeters. That cue, the butt weighs 15.1 ounces, 58-inch cue, leather wrap. Number 2, you've got Coco Bolo, a little darker, richer color, a slick handle of olive wood. You got some really nice white and black trim rings at all positions, 3/8 modified pin. The weight on that one, butt weight 15.3 ounces. All of the tips are Black King soft tips. LBM Ferrules, Black King soft tips, LBM Ferrules. Man, I love that slick handle on the olive wood. I'm getting into a couple of my personal favorites. Number 3, very rare Mun Ebony. Mun Ebony. Okay, this is a really, really hard wood to get. That might be my favorite, but I also like number 4 quite a bit. This is a wood that comes from Southeast Asia. It's characterized by its beautiful black striping, as you can see. Beautiful black striping and brown contrast intermixed with green and sometimes faint red. Look at that. I mean, wow. Mun Ebony. Again, if you were buying these and you're lucky enough to get Ariel to make you one, you're going to spend close to $2,000 to get a Carmeli player. You can get one right out of his shop. Made by Steve Serna, who, by the way, had Ariel do the wraps, and Ariel did the finishes on these cues. So you're actually getting Carmeli quality all the way around. That was a tongue twister right there. Mun Ebony, leather wrap, white and black ring work at all positions, 13 millimeter Kielwood and maple. That cue's 14.9. If you like a slightly lighter weighted cue, 14.9. I got to speed it up for the video here. My. This is my favorite right here, although I do like the others as well. Look at that. I talked to Steve. I said, Steve, save me some of this. Look at that fire, lava-looking fire Coco Bolo. One of my other cuemaker friends says, Eddie, that stuff looks like it belongs on a guitar. Look at that. Mexican Coco Bolo, leather wrap, done by Ariel Carmeli with Steve Serna, 3/8 modified pin. Wowzers. Look at that. Look at that. And you got silver and white trim rings on that cue right there. So fully cored, laminated handles, all 58-inch cues from the Carmeli shop by Steve Serna. Only $13.75 plus shipping. We do shipping on a daily basis. If you're new to my page or new to our business, you will know that we are an A-rated business with the Better Business Bureau. We're one of the highest rated sellers on Facebook in all of the groups. We do things with honesty and integrity. We only know how to do things one way, and that's the right way. We are honored to be able to get these in your hands. You need to move quick because they're not going to last. No trades, no negotiations, and these prices will not be able to remain. They're going to end up being priced higher, and it's well-deserved. A lot of people couldn't even dream of sourcing wood of this caliber, just like the Carmeli shop does, with a maple and a Kielwood ready for action at Crossroad Cues. Check us out at crossroadcues.com. You can send me an inbox. My number's on the post. If you buy one, shipping to most states is about $50 with full insurance. That means you're out the door at only $14.25, including a custom-made Kielwood from the Carmeli shop. Thank you so much for taking a look. Steve Serna in the house, straight out of the Ariel Carmeli shop, ready for immediate delivery. Thanks for taking a look. Crossroad Cues.